South African law enforcement has launched another major offensive against the counterfeit goods industry. Shops were forced open, millions of rands worth of suspected fake products were seized, and several businesses were shut down in Johannesburg CBD. But while authorities say they are protecting consumers and the economy, many traders and customers claim the raids are destroying livelihoods. Here's what happened. The South African Police Service, working alongside the South African Revenue Service SARS, the National Regulator for Compulsory Specifications NRCS, the Department of Home Affairs, and several other government agencies, conducted a large-scale operation targeting businesses suspected of selling counterfeit and illicit goods in the Johannesburg CBD. The operation forms part of government's broader strategy to dismantle illegal trade networks, enforce intellectual property laws, protect consumers, and restore order within South Africa's informal trading sector.
Disciplinary operation targets Joburg Mall, a notorious hub for illicit trade in the inner city. Officers targeted specific items, mainly electronics. The National Regulator for Compulsory Specifications is an agency under the Trade, Industry and Competition Department.
Only identify products that we regulate. We regulate products in multiple sectors, in electronic products, electrical products, automotive products, material products, as well as food and fisheries. So when we go into a shop, we know the products that we regulate in those five categories. So we are able to identify the ones that we regulate, and then we check them against the requirements. If they don't meet the requirements, of course, we then take them out of the market.
Some shop owners say they are not surprised by the police raid, seeing it as part of a familiar enforcement pattern rather than an unexpected disruption.
We are selling that as ladies' fashion, ladies' clothes, because we are not the same all year. We are different. I don't even have any idea about it. That's why I'm sitting here by confidence.
Sell anything, so I just sell shoes. I don't sell anything.
So where do you buy your stuff?
From Chinese people.
Every year, South Africa loses up to R1 billion in revenue to illicit traders who evade taxes.
When consumers are buying this specific item, they are now diverting funds that should have gone to the rightful owner. They are now diverting funds to go to an illegal entity or a legal owner that is not trading in these items. So it has an impact. It has an impact on the economy of our country, because now it leads to reduced production and ultimately to unemployment.
The final value of confiscated items will be determined later, but current estimates exceed R1 million. Meanwhile, authorities have apprehended 9 undocumented foreign nationals.
Law enforcement officers executed search warrants under the Counterfeit Goods Act of 1997, forcing entry into several locked shops believed to be involved in the sale of counterfeit merchandise. The operation involved members of the SAPS National Counterfeit and Illicit Goods Unit, Tactical Response Teams, Public Order Police, SARS Customs, the Department of Home Affairs, the Department of Agriculture, and the National Regulator for Compulsory Specifications. By the end of the operation, officers had confiscated large quantities of clothing, cosmetics, electronics, and other suspected counterfeit products, while several premises were closed pending further investigations. Authorities say these coordinated operations are designed to dismantle criminal supply chains rather than simply target individual traders.
The SAPS National Counterfeit and Illicit Goods Unit is leading a multidisciplinary raid in the Johannesburg CBD. They're confiscating counterfeit goods and making arrests. Those are in fact live visuals. SABC News reporter Calvin Lilda is there and joins us live with the very latest. A very good morning to you, Calvin. We can see that law enforcement is hard at work at one specific store or warehouse. What more can you tell us about the visuals we're seeing now?
Good Good morning to you, Mfundo, and to our SAPC viewers at home. What you see on your screen are members from the South African Revenue Services known as SARS, and they are from their unit that is called the Customs, and they are the ones who are actually responsible for making sure that these counterfeit items or goods are being removed. As you can see, there are also South African police officers who are also taking part in these operations. You see, there are clothes here, there are items such as shoes. You can see that there are even items such as watches, as Kabinjo Gweni is showing you. We are told by the SAPS and SARS that most of these items are counterfeit, but we need to move GQ so that you can be able to engage with some of the officials who are actually here. Let us talk to Dintswalo from NRCS. Thank you very much for your time, Dintswalo Nhlane, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Dintswalo Nhlane.
Yes, thank you very much for your time. You can just briefly, for our viewers at home, explain to us what is happening here.
Good day, viewers at home. My name is Dintswalo Nhlane. We are the NRCS, the agency of the Department of Trade and Industry and Competition. We are here because our mandate, to enforce our mandate. Our mandate is to ensure safety, the health and the protection of the public, of the people of South Africa, and as well as the environment. So we are here to eradicate non-compliance, to identify products that we regulate that are not manufactured according to the technical requirements. So what we do is we go into those various shops, we identify the products that we regulate, and if they are not within the right requirements or the right specifications, we then take them out of the market.
Why did you decide to come specifically in this shop?
Thank you very much. We don't just go out, of course, sometimes we'll do, but in most cases, we use our intelligence to guide us in terms of where we need to go. So through the intelligence and the collaboration with other government agencies like SARS, like NCC, like the police, we were able to then identify this area to be an area of high risk where there are a lot of non-compliances.
It's been an hour now since you've been inspecting and confiscating. Tell our viewer at home, what have you found?
We have found quite a lot. Light bulbs that are not, and electrical appliances that are not according to the requirement.
Just a quick one, more musical question from this news. When it comes to these operations, do they not feel futile considering the fact that the products are out everywhere? They're easily accessible and easily available. So why not approach it where they're being sold instead of these individual shops?
Thank you very much. This is just one of our approach. We do a lot. We do stop containers at the port of entries. So we also do market intelligence and identify the product that are already in the market. So these are some of the activities that we are doing, and it's very fruitful in that we are sending a message to those who are selling that we will come you and get you. You cannot hide. So it's very, very, very effective, and as well as the customer or the public are seeing us doing this, it's sort of like an awareness to the public. So they're able to see that, there are products that are not safe for them to use. So we are just killing two birds with one stone, taking out the products and also giving awareness to the public.
Would you say that the NRCS has enough capacity to handle situations like this on a regular occurrence?
Definitely. That's why I'm saying that the approach is different. We first gather intelligence so that we do not shoot in the dark. So you have seen a lot of NRCS staff, doing the job. So in cases like this, we have planned properly. We know what to do. We have experienced people on the ground to do what they're supposed to do. So this is very beneficial and fruitful for us.
What can you say to the consumers now, the buyers? Because these shops operate because there are people who are coming in here to buy these items.
No, it's very true. There is supply because there's demand. So I want to say to the customers at home that be careful. Some of the products that you buy are not safe. So before you can buy something, whether it's electrical appliance or as food fisheries, canned food, you need to make sure that those products are safe for use. You need firstly to ask, you have the right to ask those who are selling those products if those products have been certified by NRCS. Before any product, the products that we regulate can go into the market, we issue what is called a letter of authority to give it a stamp that this product is safe for use. So customers, please, I advise you that whenever you buy something, please make sure that whatever you're buying is safe for yourself, it's safe for the family, and it's safe for the community.
Thank you very much.
According to SAPS spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Amanda Van Wyk, counterfeit trade is far from being a victimless crime. She says counterfeit products violate intellectual property rights, undermine legitimate businesses, reduce government tax revenue, and expose consumers to potentially unsafe products. Officials from the NRCS explained that many counterfeit goods fail to comply with South African safety standards, particularly electrical appliances, cosmetics, and children's products. The NRCS says inspectors monitor imports at ports of entry while also conducting market intelligence operations to identify illegal products already circulating within South Africa. Government maintains that businesses involved in counterfeit trading cannot evade the law and that enforcement operations will continue nationwide.
Thank you.
That was Intwalo Plan from NRCS engaging with SAPC News on what is transpiring here. GQ, maybe if you can go at that side so that we can be able to show our viewers at home what is really happening here. What GQ will show you are some of the members from the South African Police Service and security officials. They are trying by all means to open one of the shops. They are forced now to use grinders, mfundo, so that they can be able to open these doors. What we saw earlier, we saw that some of the shop owners decided to lock these shops when they saw that they were members of the South African Police Service along with the SARS officials. As you can see, this official has managed now to open one of the shops that was actually locked. We are just waiting for him so that he can be able to open this particular roller door so that you can be able to see what exactly is inside here. In this shop, it's empty. There's no one here. That tells you that some of the even workers are out, and it tells you that even the owners of these shops are not even inside. There's no one here, as you saw that the roller door was locked. These are some of the items that GQ is showing you. Socks, you can see hats, you can see stationery, exercise books, typewriter, and you can see scissors. You can see most of the items that you would normally see in an ordinary shops. SARS members have started to inspect Mvundo. Let's get out so that we can be able to maybe engage with a SAPS official. That would be your Lieutenant Colonel Amanda Van Wyk, who is also here. You see, most of the officials from SAPS are in these shops. They are operating. They are making sure that they remove all or almost all the items that are here. We spoke to some of the shop owners off camera. They are telling us that they are willing to cooperate. They are saying that for them to cooperate, they need to come inside. We have to tell you, Mpundo, that police officials have decided to lock the main door, so it's difficult, extremely difficult for the members of the community or the consumers to come in here, including the owners of these shops. As you can see, Lieutenant Colonel Amanda Van Wyk engaging with the media. Let's join in.
Outside the affected businesses, emotions ran high. Some workers and traders expressed frustration, arguing that the closures threatened their livelihoods and income. At the same time, many customers defended the businesses, saying counterfeit goods are often the only affordable option in difficult economic conditions. Several buyers had traveled from other provinces specifically to purchase goods in bulk for resale, arguing that rising living costs leave them with few alternatives. The incident highlights the difficult balance between protecting jobs and enforcing laws designed to safeguard consumers and legitimate businesses.
Let's join in.
But that is how it's counterfeited. So now, when consumers are buying the specific item, they are now diverting funds that should have gone to the rightful owner. They are now diverting funds to go to an illegal entity or a legal owner that is now trading in these items. So it has an impact. It has an impact on the economy of our country because now it leads to reduced production and ultimately to unemployment.
That was Lieutenant Colonel Amanda van Wyk. Maybe if we can be able to talk to her as well. Thank you very much for your time, Lieutenant Colonel. Briefly, what have you found so far?
According to SAPS, more than 1 billion counterfeit items were seized across South Africa during the previous financial year. The counterfeit goods market is estimated to cost the South African economy billions of rand annually through lost tax revenue, unfair competition against legitimate businesses, organized criminal activity, and job losses within lawful industries. This latest operation also forms part of wider government initiatives aimed at reclaiming Johannesburg's inner city, strengthening law enforcement visibility, and disrupting illicit economic activities. Authorities say similar operations will continue across the country as government intensifies efforts against illegal trade.
Found so far.
So far, the teams, it's a multidisciplinary team comprising of both our SAPS teams, the National Counterfeit and Illicit Goods. They're joined by the Gauteng Gauteng Counterfeit and Illicit Goods Unit. We also have the various departments here. So far, we have seized several items that will include your counterfeit clothing, footwear, also bags. We found also electrical items. Amongst these seized items, when I say electrical items, we have, for example, the National Regulator for Compulsory Specifications. They're here to assist us to identify electrical equipment and relevant items that are not complying with our set standards for the country. So those items are also being seized as we are speaking.
What kind of charges are going to be laid against the owners of these shops? Because I saw you have already made arrests.
Look, beyond the operation, investigations will continue. For now, we are seizing the items, and those that are involved in this particular shopping center or shopping complex, also the owners of these particular shops will face the transgression or contravening the Counterfeit Goods Act. You would also see that we have the South African Revenue Services Customs Division that is with us at the scene. They are looking into matters of whether these particular shop owners are complying with the acts, the Customs and Excise Acts. So there are several departments here, and they are executing their relevant mandates. It's really all hands on deck when it comes to dismantling the illegal trade in counterfeit goods.
There are those who are complaining, especially the shop owners down there. They are saying they are not being allowed to come in to cooperate with SAPS. They wanted to open these shops themselves, but they are not being allowed to come in. As you can see, some of the officials are even using grinders to forcefully open these shops. What would be your message to the shop owners?
The Johannesburg operation demonstrates that South African authorities are increasingly adopting a coordinated, intelligence-driven approach involving multiple government departments. While enforcement remains essential to protect consumers, intellectual property rights, and lawful businesses, long-term success will also depend on addressing the economic conditions that fuel demand for counterfeit goods. High unemployment, rising inflation, and limited consumer purchasing power continue to make cheaper illicit products attractive to many South Africans. At the same time, authorities will need to ensure that criminal syndicates responsible for importing and distributing counterfeit goods face successful prosecution, rather than focusing only on retail-level traders.
Search and seizure warrants that are being executed as we are speaking. This is a shopping center that had to be open and operated at the time that we arrived. Yet when we arrived at this particular shopping mall, we found that the shops were closed. So we are there to work with the shop owners. They must come forward. Let them come forward to the teams. Let's comply. Let's work together, and making sure that everyone complies and everyone knows exactly what is expected of them. But this is still an active scene.
Maybe if we can teach our viewers at home, those who are buying counterfeit goods, you are here to confiscate. What would be your message to them? Is what they're doing can be regarded as illegal?
Look, it's not illegal to buy counterfeit items. It is illegal to trade. So we want to just educate our consumers, our public members, that not only does it infringe to buy these certain items, not only does it infringe on the intellectual property rights of the rightful owners, but it also poses health and safety risks. Some of these items are dangerous. They are not complying with the standards of our country. For example, those electrical appliances. So also businesses, it has an impact on legitimate businesses and ultimately the economy of our country.
Recommendations: intensify intelligence operations to dismantle organized counterfeit syndicates. Strengthen border controls to prevent counterfeit goods from entering South Africa. Improve prosecution rates to ensure offenders are successfully convicted. Educate consumers about the dangers of counterfeit electrical products, medicines, and cosmetics. Support legitimate small businesses through easier compliance and reduced regulatory barriers. Continue multi-agency operations to protect consumers and the formal economy.
Of our country.
Thank you very much. That was Lieutenant Colonel Amanda van Wyk. She speaks for SAPS nationally, engaging with SAPC News about the operations that are underway here within the Central Business District of Johannesburg.
The Johannesburg CBD raid sends a strong message that South African authorities are stepping up the fight against counterfeit and illicit trade. While many citizens sympathize with traders whose businesses were disrupted, government insists that enforcing the law is necessary to protect consumers, safeguard legitimate businesses, and preserve the country's economy. As these operations continue across the country, the real measure of success will not only be the value of goods seized, but whether criminal supply networks are dismantled and convictions secured. What do you think about these operations? Should government continue conducting nationwide raids against counterfeit goods? Or should greater attention be given to supporting informal traders and creating affordable legal alternatives? Share your views in the comments below. If you enjoyed this report, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more factual news and in-depth analysis from Mzansi Citizen.